All right, I didn't want to be hasty with a verdict on this item. I really wanted to give it time to kind of see what was going on with Choice Scarf. But the more I play it, the more I recognize that outside of a few fun interactions, this item is kind of straight up bad. I think it's one of the worst items in the game. Let me talk to you about why I think that. First off, Choice Scarf, let me tell you what it does really quick. What it does is when you hit an enemy Pokemon, not a wild Pokemon, but an enemy Pokemon, 3 times with 3 consecutive auto attacks, you will proc your item Choice Scarf, and it will give you increased move speed for 3 seconds. It will then go on cooldown, and you will not be able to get that again for another 20 seconds from when it originally procs. So it has a really long cooldown time, and it has some kind of bizarre ways that it triggers. Unlike Rapid Fire Scarf, they can trigger against wild Pokemon and it's up a lot, allowing you to auto attack very quickly. This actually works in even more confusing ways. So if you were to auto attack a target 2 times and then attack a wild Pokemon and then go back to the target, it will not trigger. Or if you use a move in between, right? So you hit it twice, use a move, and then hit it again, it will still not trigger. It only triggers when you auto attack a target 3 times in a row with nothing in between. You can't hit an objective, you can't hit with a move, you can only auto attack it, which creates some really weird situations where it doesn't proc as often as you want. Basically, you have to be extremely deliberate with how the item procs, and I think in some ways, you could argue that there's something cool about that. I don't even disagree that there is something cool about how that works, but the fact that it works like this means that its uptime in the game when you actually need it is very small. And the bonus it gives you is actually not very considerable at all. It's just such a small move speed bonus. And even though like this Rapid Spin Hydro Pump Blastoise build, even though there are some cool interactions that you get because of it, like some very minorly cool interactions, I think in general, the thing just costs so much, which is an item slot, one of the most important things that you could possibly decide for your character. And the value you get out of it is just incredibly low. It's incredibly low. It doesn't proc enough. Its cooldown is way too high. And even when it does activate, its effect is not that significant. It really isn't that significant outside of a few Pokemon that I would argue will still have better item options. After playing it the last few times I streamed, obviously Coin was so broken, I was just playing that a ton day 1 and then they immediately nerfed it. But after playing this item a few times, I recognize that I think the interaction, like this interaction right here with Blastoise, really cool. You can chase down in some fun ways. It's so specific. You might get a little value out of it, but I think you would get so much more value out of almost any item in the game currently, especially with an item even like, you know, Rocky Helm that recently got a buff. Now all of a sudden, even that item has more value than something like this. The extra move speed does not feel super significant on just about anyone. The few exceptions I can think of are the Hydro Pump Rapid Spin build, a little bit on Garchomp. I was playing it on Greninja and had some fun times. There's a little bit of an argument with Thief on Tinkaton, but in general, I think this item is really underpowered, not very good, and should probably be avoided at all costs. Even on Pokemon that can use it well, like Mewtwo Y or something like that, there are still better options, in my opinion, than this item. It is in need of a buff, just like Amulet Coin was in need of a nerf. So I'm going to show you a match with the item that went pretty well. I'm not saying you can't have a good match with it, but I just think in general, Choice Scarf, bad. I think it's a pretty bad item, and I hope they buff it and do something with it, because the idea behind it is kind of cool, and right now I think it's kind of useless. I'm happy to be proven wrong. As always, I don't want it to be bad. It's just, that's where I think it is in the game right now. But yeah, John Wick's a good example. Action movies have had a few of those where it's just like a really cool, like low budget. Horror is the greatest example of it. Horror operates really well on low budgets. Any tips on getting better with Pikachu? I'm stuck at 1400. Well, a lot of Pikachu is zoning. So you just want to make sure that you're playing in a way where you're like zoning out enemies and then playing like kind of creating your sphere of influence almost. You can't go down super fast in fights. You need to get your moves off multiple times. So if you're playing Volt Tackle, E-ball, your job is to grab someone who wants to dive or someone who wants to escape and make sure your team can do a lot of damage to them. And then if you're Thunderbolt, your job is kind of staying close enough to the action where you can, again, like, influence it with some serious damage and possibly curse effects, but not so close that you're going down. And then once you get your Unite move, like, get in the enemy's, like, grill and Unite move them a lot. Your Unite move is on a really low cooldown, so use it. I want to fight here, but they're not gonna fight. There's no fight. Ah, Squirtle. Took my KO, buddy. I need those. Nobody's Bob Odenkirk. That was fun. That's a fun movie. It's kind of the fantasy, right? It's like somebody messes with me, but they don't know. They don't know I'm actually trained. You shouldn't be messing with me. I'm a trained assassin. You made your last mistake, buddy. Because I'm a trained assassin. Yeah, I was coming out. You gotta be up soon, right? Must have missed the timing on this completely. I was comfy on the enemy team about an hour ago. My condolences. Meow's going top. My team won't let me get my KOs. I only got 3. We're winning, but I'm complaining. Heading into blue buff. Thoughts on Choice Scarf on Surf Smoke Greninja? I played it on Greninja earlier. It actually felt decent. I don't know though. My take right now is I think the item is just kind of bad. I don't think it does enough. That's my thought currently. Nice. Got him. What do you think of character team-ups like Marvel Rivals? I think that would be so cool. I think it's a really good idea. If they could balance it well, it would be cool. And I like that they kind of rotate a bit in Rivals, right? It's a really good idea. I'm surprised Unite doesn't have more of it, because we do have, like, play all the Eevees and get this bonus. Like, you should have that with other things. It's, like, such a no-brainer to me. Couldn't get to him. I got 9 stacks though, so we're doing pretty good. Couldn't do it without the scarf. Never could have done that without the scarf. Let's go. Take this red buff really quick. Go. GG. Yeah, it's useless. This item's useless. This is like... it's not good. I'm sad the bracer items fell off so quick. It was a good shakeup. They're okay still. I think they maybe could have gone halfway. They were too good, but yeah. I think unfortunately these items are just bad. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I love you. I'll see y'all next time. We did it.